Okay, 2 minutes.
Thanking his wife at opposite ends of the building.
Oh yeah, that's it. I don't want to do first.
See how bad. We've got plenty of chairs if you guys want to sit down. Actually, you can take one with you when you leave. Think I'm kidding, I'm not.
We don't need no more chairs. It's gonna be a bring your own chair. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't understand. No, you don't understand. So we already opened the meeting because we had a non-public at 5 o'clock. So.
Oh yeah.
We don't yet. So we already said said the Pledge of Allegiance there.
I like to say it twice.
I figured so. But there was nobody here at 5. I did check out here. Everybody see payroll manifest?
Did?
Yep.
Yes.
Make a motion to accept the, whoops, we're not there yet. Ready to go, bud.
He's
Ready to go, he's all ready.
Everybody see the minutes from last week?
Yes,
April 14th. Take a motion for
There
that.
we go. Make a motion to accept the minutes.
I'll second. All those in favor?
Aye.
You had 2 veterans credit, 1 report of excavation, 1 intent to excavate on Welch Road, 1 intent to cut, 2 gravel tax levies, the EDG agreement extension. Take a motion for the chair to sign that. That was with Jake and Stuart from last week.
Make a motion for the chair to sign the ADG agreement extension. I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I also need a motion for the chair to sign the Encore Fire Protection.
I'll make a motion for the chair to sign the Encore Fire Protection.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 I also need a motion for the chair to sign the letter to be submitted with the watershed grant application from the board. And that just tells them where the funding is coming from.
I'll make a motion for you to sign the grant application.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Perfect. Was the tax clerk's office going to be closed on May 6th? Or is that going to be mostly here? I mean, Mary here for that when they do training.
Well, it wasn't all three of them going, right?
I just want to make sure they're not going to close, because if they're going to close, do a motion to close it. Okay, I'll make a note. I'll make a note for that for next week, just to be. And
That's two different training sessions, isn't it?
and May 13th is the second one too. They have.
Right, but I think only.
I want to make sure that they're not closed.
Yeah.
So that the public has enough time if they are going to close.
But there was only one going to the first session
It should.
and two on the second session.
We have to get clarification on that too, because if it's only 1, 2, I did read it, but it looked like, to me, it looked like it was 2. It was Jesse and Melissa on one, and Jesse and Mary on the other one.
That's what,
That's why
Jesse and Mary on one, Jesse and Melissa
on the other one. Right.
Okay.
Mary going to the tax meeting and Melissa going to the clerk meeting.
Right.
Correct.
They hold separate ones.
Okay.
So I just want to make sure that that is going to be open. Okay. I got 604. Should I didn't add that up? I gotta add real quick here. We did get a invoice for repairs for the rental order that we had. Unfortunately for the snowplow, they wore through the cutting edges on it twice. So the bill is $14,147.67. So the board needs to make a motion to pay that bill, unfortunately.
What if we don't pay it?
Well, according to the rental agreement, we are liable for it, and we have to pay for all the repairs while we are renting it.
Do we know where we're taking it from?
The highway equipment, heavy, right? Yeah. The expendable trust we're gonna pull it from, unfortunately.
I'll make a motion to pay the rental company the $14,000. You got a total?
$147.67.
$14,147.67.
Yep. I have a second.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Unfortunately.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Just real quick. Townwide trash pickup this Saturday from 9 to 12. Parks and Rec. Right, Gary?
This Saturday?
The whole weekend is the,
I thought it was
Work
next
weekend.
weekend. Okay.
Next weekend works better for me.
I know.
I mean, if you want to change it, I'll make a motion.
Not my against.
I want to move a little ahead of schedule here. From there.
No. that
Public
can't
hearing.
be ahead of schedule?
Me? Oh, yep. I go.
Just looking around. Oh, we're waiting for.
What's that? It's we'll give him some time here. I am gonna open a public hearing for DES. Is Charlie here? So we'll open the public hearing. It's a little ahead of schedule at 6:07. I'll turn this over to you. How are you?
perfect. This is Charlie Kaufman with the DES Scam Bureau.
from the engineer and construction section of the standard. Here to notify the town per RSA 42:13 that next year, 2027, we will keep Suncook Lake drawn down through the year. Our construction crew will be out there for most of the year, reconstructing and rehabilitating the dam to meet all the dam safety requirements in the state of New Hampshire.
Can you talk a little louder?
Yeah. Bigger picture, we received American Recovery Plan Act money funding a few years ago, and we hired Weston and Sampson to perform a hydraulic and hydrology study of the entire Suncook River watershed. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
And so the state owns 10 dams along the Suncook River watershed, and we have 6 high hazard dams, Suncook Lake Dam being one of them. And what we found is that all 6 of those high hazard dams don't meet the discharge requirements that high hazard dams in the state of New Hampshire need to meet. So we're going through our inventory of dams, and to the best of our ability, rehabbing these dams to meet those requirements. Suncook Lake Dam also doesn't meet sliding and stability calculations as a high hazard dam. Now, what does a high hazard dam mean? It means if the dam catastrophically fails, that there will be likely loss of life downstream. So it's the highest level or threshold for dam designs in the state. High hazard dams need to pass the 1,000-year design event, which is a 24-hour precipitation event, with at least 1 foot of freeboard, or it needs to be designed over top. And currently, under its current geometry, it overtops by 4 feet. And so with Suncook Lake Dam, we're going to actually raise it about 5 feet so that we have that discharge capacity. But we're also going to add a lot of concrete to the spillway to increase the mass of it so that it doesn't slide and so that it's stable during design events. So a couple of years ago, we rehabilitated Sunset Lake Dam, which is at the top of the watershed. Downstream of that's Crystal Lake, we're going to have to deal with that at some point. And then downstream of Suncook Lake Dam, we have Barnstead Parade Dam, which overtops by 4.1 feet. And then we have Pittsfield Mill Dam that overtops by 5 feet. And we currently have another engineer consultant looking at Pittsfield Mill, but what we typically do is an alternatives analysis. And really for both Barnstead Parade and Pittsfield Mill, it's going to be difficult to achieve those standards. So during that alternatives analysis, we'll also be evaluating removal of those dams, along with trying to meet the design requirements as of the infrastructure. So yeah, for Suncook Lake Dam, this coming fall, we'll draw it down like we do as usual, and then keep it in that state through the year as we reconstruct. On June 12th at 10 a.m. at DES headquarters on Hazel Drive, I'm holding a bigger public session for people to call in virtually or attend in person to ask any questions related to the project. At that meeting, I'll also have fish and game, watershed, and drinking water available for any questions related to people's wells, wildlife, and cyanobacteria and water. Any questions?
On the Barnstead Parade Dam, do you have a estimated time frame when you're looking to do that?
No, Pittsfield Mill as of now is a little ahead of schedule related to Barnstead Parade, so I would estimate at least 5 years.
But you're talking about removing those.
Potentially. I mean, we're going to look at, can we build it so that it meets the design requirements?
Mm-hmm.
But during that, we'll also evaluate removal.
So this 1,000-year plan, is this, didn't they work off like 100-year statistic or something like that? Now it's up to 1,000 year. Is that what you're saying?
So the dam safety rules changed about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But high hazard dams at that point need to meet 250% of the 100
Okay.
or 2.5, essentially a 2.5 multiplier. And in almost all cases, and I do have that information, the 2.5 times multiplier event is actually bigger than 1,000 year.
It is.
Yes.
Because I'm just kind of curious as to how many dams there actually are in New Hampshire that meet the 1,000-year specification height hazard dam specification.
Yeah. So in almost all cases, that 1,000-year design event is a little smaller than the 2.5 times multiplier.
Right, but how many dams in New Hampshire meet that already?
I would.
There probably isn't too many.
I would say any high hazard dam that has been reconstructed in the past 10 years meets that requirement.
Okay, so all the ones you've done so far meet it.
I know that the state has about 30 plus dams, high hazard dams that don't meet that requirement. And I think we have about 30 more that probably would, that are close to that. That's just state owned dams. There's plenty of privately owned, municipally owned dams out there
That don't meet it.
that don't meet it, and some do.
So the dam in Suncook River, which would be what, Valley Dam? Is that the one?
Yep.
So what your plan is to add 5 feet to that dam?
The abutments we're going to raise by about 5 feet, and then we also need to add a large amount of concrete for the spillway, which some will be on the downstream side of it, but we're going to excavate pretty big holes on the upstream side in the river channel and place concrete and attach it to the spillway to meet the sliding and overturning requirements.
So drawdown's going to be significant. I mean, it's going to be like almost all of it.
Yeah, it's going to be at its natural level.
And this is contracted out
No, we're going to be doing this
in house. Any other questions for Charlie? June 12th
June 12th?
is to give all your questions then.
June 12th, 10 a.m. I'll share the links to the town on the website.
Yep.
But you can also attend in person.
Ten a.m. New Hampshire DES Auditorium. So, I repeat it just so the people remember it. So if we're good,
Yeah, can we tell you not to?
Yeah, we need to go around and fix our dams.
I'm just kidding with you. I know.
Awesome.
It just,
We understand.
I mean, if you didn't have the grant, you probably wouldn't be doing it, right?
Yeah, when we initially got into this, we thought we would have to contract the project out and be a lot more expensive. So
Yeah.
we do feel fortunate that we can do it in-house and keep it less expensive for project. We understand it's a burden to all the abutters, but we can do the project in a year, and then ideally not return for the next 50 to 100 years.
So your plans to do a dam every year? Is that the deal is?
It depends on the project. Right now, this year we're doing a few reconstruction projects, but they're a little smaller than the Valley dams. We've also removed a few dams this year, so the projects this year are a lot smaller. Sunset Lake, that was about a year project as well.
I mean, it's just a thought, but I mean, if you draw down Suncook and work on Valley Dam, you might as well do Parade Dam too. at the same time. There's not gonna be any water down there either.
Well, it's just whatever water is coming in will go out. So
Mm-hmm.
at Barnstead Parade, it should look the same
Yeah,
as it normally
you
does.
think so?
Yeah.
Okay. Couple of pretty good brooks that run into the river from Suncook.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna ideally not be storing any water unless there's large precipitation events at Suncook. So
Mm-hmm.
whatever water comes in should be going out.
Okay.
All good?
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Close the public hearing at 6:18. Okay.
It'll be over there in a minute.
I don't need to be hugging you.
I used to follow it all the way around. That's why I don't sit there no more.
So I'm gonna open paving bids. I got one from Pike Industries, Advanced Paving, Busby Construction, Continental Paving, Peckham,
Got some options.
Road Corps, and R&D Paving. First one is Pike. The board will review these after. No, the one part that a lot of people want to hear are the unit prices. So the total, first from Pike, $788,925. Unit pricing, reclaim, $2.50 a square yard, 3/4 inch, standard binder, $95 a ton, 3/8 wearing course asphalt, $115 a ton. Mobilization, $65,000. Hand paving, $250 a ton. Transport stone, $30 a ton. Shoulder gravel, $40 a cubic yard. Flaggers, $2,500 per day. And reset catch basins, which is from Maple Street, at $1,000 each. Advanced excavation and paving. Total project cost from Advanced, $648,131.50. Unit pricing, reclaim, $2.55. And they have a different price for reclaim if we have to add stone in where they reclaim the stone in the road. It's $1.50 square yard. 3/4 inch asphalt is $89.50 a ton. 3/8 of an inch asphalt, $96.20 a ton. Mobilization, $9,817.50. Hand method, $200 a ton. Transport, 1.5 inch stone, $28 a ton. Shoulder gravel, $44 a cubic yard. Flaggers, $1,100 a day. Reset catch basins, $500 each. Busby Construction. Busby Construction, total contract price $646,646.50. Unit pricing, reclaim $2.25 a square yard. Reclaim with stone $1 a square yard. 3/4 inch asphalt binder, $91 a ton. 3/8 of an inch asphalt, $117.50 a ton. Mobilization, $9,766. And method paving, $195 a ton. Transport, 1.5 inch stone, $24.50 a ton. Shoulder gravel, $44.50 cubic yard. Flaggers, $912 a day. Reset catch basin, $425 each. Continental paving. Continental paving. Total project cost $694,765. Unit pricing. Reclaim, $2.85 square yard. Reclaim with stone, $2 a square yard. 3/4 inch asphalt binder, $98 a ton. 3/8 of an inch asphalt clearing course, $104 a ton. Mobilization, $3,600. Hand method paving, $185 a ton. Transport, 1.5 inch stone, $30 a ton. Shoulder gravel, $56 a cubic yard. Flaggers, $500 per day. Reset catch basin frame and grates, $750 each. Next one is R&D paving. Total project cost $576,495. Unit pricing. Reclaim $1.75 a square yard. Reclaim where we add stone, 45 cents a square yard. 3/4 inch asphalt binder, $85.50 a ton. 3/8 asphalt, $98.50 a ton. Mobilization, $1,500. Hand method paving, $165. Transport 1.5 inch stone, $20 a ton. Shoulder gravel, $59.95 a cubic yard. Flaggers, $1,200 a day. Reset catch basin, frames and grates, $750 each. Peckham Road Corporation. Total contract price $592,691. Unit pricing. Reclaim $1.72 a square yard. Reclaim stone 55 cents a square yard. 3/4 inch binder $83.50 a ton. 3/8 inch asphalt $92.20 a ton. Mobilization $24,175. Hand method paving $180. Transport 1.5 inch stone $25.60. Shoulder gravel $47.70 a cubic yard. Flaggers as needed $650 a day. Reset catch basin frame and grates $600 each. The board will review the bids. And I can't say for sure if it'll be next week, but 2 weeks is the second public hearing for the town hall. We can have a discussion next week about this,
691.
and then we'll make a decision on the 5th. So just to give everybody time to fully look at everything. Is that fair? Everybody on the board?
Yeah, I think that should be all right.
So. Sent out. I don't want to start the town hall edition just yet. We have the Hartjohn Road culvert quote from Mitchie. So Hartshorn Road culvert. Total price, project price. I read this right. $139,671.30. That's what this quote is right here. Oh, yeah, there we go. Engineering on that. That is. That's the project. Oh, this is just the engineering. So, the engineering for the Hartshorn Road culvert is $20,300.
That's the engineering one.
That's the engineering only.
That's not part of the
139.
No, not part of the 139,000. So
This is Mitchie, right?
yes, that was all done through Mitchie, their own engineer internal that they have.
Do you remember what the other quote was, Dan? Because we had one on that already. Right?
Not from Mitchie.
No, not from Mitchie. It was from, I don't remember who it was from.
The only quote I remember from the old engineer,
Yeah.
and that was Mitchie's quote is way less than
Yeah.
the old engineer. Because don't quote me on it, but I want to say we were up like $500,000-ish.
Oh, yeah.
What we
It's
were.
considerably.
It's considerably higher. So, because Hartshorn and Parade Road were $1 million plus.
Yeah.
To do both of those when we had talked. So, which is why the board decided to take other avenues, look elsewhere, see different set of eyes, see if something could be done differently. So,
Worked out.
but we haven't done it yet. But
Still worked out.
That's
So-
the one I met him on, didn't I?
so the board's gonna have to discuss this too. And who knows if it's even something that can be done this year, honestly. But obviously, we'll have to.
Oops, I'm sorry.
They'll have to go into bid
Mm.
as well. So. And the new F600, there's one outside that was the first one that we purchased outright. On the agenda is for a second new one where the Governor Council just approved the grant application last week for the town. So, and that second one will be built in the fall. August, September, sometime around there is what's going to get built. So, that second truck will cost roughly $34,000. So, total truck is 163.
Get the warranty.
If we get the warranty, it's 171,000. The town's goes. The grant will take care of it. So, if we do. So that's good news for the town. The 10-wheeler chassis is ordered. That should be in sometime in August. The truck should be built sometime in September. So we'll have it for winter time. So, those wheels are turning. We got 637. I'm gonna open the public hearing for the town hall edition. 37. Selectmen are holding a public hearing regarding the proposed addition to the town hall. set of plans are here, but we have not finalized them yet. Public hearing did appear in the Laconia Daily Sun on April 4th, 2026. It was posted at the Center Post Office, Parade Post Office, the Town Hall, on the inside bulletin board and outside bulletin board, and posted on the website. Public hearing is open now. For this.
You want to put the plans up?
Yeah, we can put it up. So, you gotta.
The story.
Oh, sorry, Frank. I am ready. He can multitask. Oh, he had an easel thing.
Frank Romantic, 118 North Barn State Road. So my first question is, what's the square footage of town hall that's being replaced?
You figured it at 2,800? I mean, 2,800, I think it is.
It's being replaced.
2,400.
Replaced. 4100. Replaced. What's
Just the addition?
just the, yeah, so you're replacing part of the town hall. What's that
Is it
square
41? 4,100.
footage? Right. Oh, existing town hall is 4100 square feet.
Yeah,
That changes.
Nice. Well, okay, so clarification. It's not all new space. 4,100 square feet total. That's going to include what we have now and the new combined.
So the existing town hall is
Okay.
2,800 square feet.
Existing town hall, I would say it's a little less than that. I would say it's more around 2,000.
So 2,000, okay, around 2,000. And then the new town hall is gonna be 48, that includes the 2,000.
41.
41.
41-ish. I think it's 41 and change.
Right, so basically we're doubling the square feet. So what is the, I know I asked this question last week, so what's your budget?
It's right now, 831,000, not counting the interest. That has been changed.
Roughly 831K. So I saw the drawings, just to look at them, they look to me like, well, they say not for construction, so we haven't finalized them, and when are you gonna get a construction site?
Well, they're pretty much finalized. We're just, we had discussed it the other night. We came up with a couple of new ideas. The new ideas really didn't change anything, just moved some walls a couple of feet. But as far as the overall layout, I think we're pretty much there.
So will the construction set come out with electrical, plumbing, excavation, elevations, fun stuff that goes with project?
Not sure. We don't want to soak a lot of money into that if we don't have to.
I agree with you,
Okay.
but the one thing I think to get competitive is to give your contractors
Mhm.
an idea of what you're looking for.
Hence the reason for the RFP.
So you're gonna, if you don't have a construction set, I'll take a look at how many outlets are installed,
Mhm.
what's the electric service
Yep.
size.
Yep.
You guys just making, I'm not gonna use the right word, you're just applying figures to those RFPs and then having everybody bid on them?
So, Fab, how did you do the PD? Did you have a set of plans that showed electrical and plumbing?
Mind if I sit up here? 'Cause
Sure.
I'm not hearing anything.
Nope, that's fine.
I heard most of it, Frank. So as far as an electrical plan, there will be a basic electrical plan. But the idea here, obviously we're gonna save a lot of money if we do it this way. The idea is to get the shell up. We're gonna do a walkthrough with the contractor. So we're gonna put a request, proposal for bid out, let's say electrical. Okay, I know you're an electrician, so.
I just picked that.
So I'm gonna go at that point in time, there will be a very basic electrical plan, but it's not gonna be in depth because like Rick said, we wanna try to save some money on the planning side of this. Just because, well, I and others do this all the time, and there's really nothing too earth shattering here other than maybe data and stuff like that. So we're gonna do a walkthrough of the building with the contractors at the same time. You know, room by room, switch, light, smoke, what have you, and then that's going to be the bidding process. As I understand it, that's how it worked with the PD, and it worked out great. Otherwise, what we've got to do is we're going to have to pump the brakes. We're going to have to get an engineer and an architect involved and start really, digging around. And then when we do that, we all know what's going to happen. It's going to be cost. Price is going to go right up. We're going to go from 800 to 8.5, just like that.
We do understand that, it's easy to put out, well, I shouldn't say it's easy, but it's easier if you put out an RFP for a building that's a standalone. It's just all by itself sitting there. That's the reason of allowing the bidders or the contractors that want to bid on it to come and look at it, because there are some stuff that's going to have to be tied into existing. Okay, and that's usually where you run into most of your problems. Most of your electricians know you're going to need this many outlets for this room. They know you're going to need a switch, a light here, fire time, whatever. But where are they going with it? That's kind of the tricky part. That's the whole idea of actually the invite, basically.
Definitely hard to put on the RFP, I agree. I really don't want to get a minutia of time into the whole building. But so, and I thought the PD went very well. I felt the PD was needed back then. I was for it. I felt the board, Fab, did a great job building. But so my concern is I've been attending a lot of select board meetings, and I really don't see the competitive aspect here. I see the board maybe going out for one bid, maybe going out for bid and only getting one bid, and accepting only one bid, and then waiving the multiple bids.
No,
See that happening.
absolutely not.
I see.
That's my vote, okay? I don't speak for
I
the whole
sit here
board,
and
but
you just did it with the
absolutely
trucks.
not.
I'm not gonna, you just did it with the trucks. I mean, you do it
We
all
didn't
the time.
do it with the
We didn't do
trucks.
it with the truck.
We did not do it.
The trucks only got one bid.
We did not get
sir.
one bid.
I
No,
want to
sir.
see the bids. How many bids?
You want to see them? I'll bring them in next week for you. If I don't have them with you.
I might even have it right here.
The 10-wheeler, there was 3 different chassis.
Yeah.
Two different upfitters.
And they were all different trucks. Did you get one that was a common truck? A common fitter?
They're all common fit-ups.
Okay, whatever.
I don't know what
So-
you're accusing us of, but we don't do that.
Well, Rick, do you really want me to call it and say what?
We
call it a flyer.
Yeah, basically you are.
Call it a flyer.
This is my personal opinion, Ken. And I'm not-
You said we're not gonna get the bids, we said we are, and
The
as
first,
Paul
the first
said,
time I've seen you open multiple bids was the grading. Thought that was great, you opened them all up in front of us.
No, the first time you've seen us open sealed bids. That's what it was.
Sealed, isn't it? Give me a ton
No,
of bids
they-
are just open and
The
they're not
trucks,
sealed.
the trucks were quotes. That's the same thing as bidding
That's right,
for us.
I agree with you.
They were not sealed. So before
So
it
what's the
was
difference?
the highway supervisor went out and got 3 quotes. So this is
Not the best way to do it, but
they
it
all
is done.
they all come
I'm
in
good with
sealed at the town hall.
that. I'm good with that.
These bids here for this project will be sealed bids opened at a public meeting.
Okay, that's fine too. That's good. Glad to hear that. Told you that. It's fine. That's why I'm bringing this up. I wanted to hear you say it. Just don't want to, everything like a kind of vague thing. I'd rather you say multiple bids, there'll be sealed bids, and they'll be open.
Yep.
Correct?
I mean, and it'll be open to
They'll
the
be
public.
open here.
Anybody can bid on it.
Anybody can bid on it, anybody.
I'm not asking.
I mean,
It's fine. I don't think
and that's
anybody's saying
that is
that's
no
not my
different.
question.
No different than last year when we did culverts, Frank. No different than we did culverts last year for Coles Ledge. We got multiple bids there. Narrows Road, there was 1 or 2. That was it.
Well, you know, like you say, you have the option to take the bids, you have the option to only accept one bid, and you have the option to take any bid you want. It doesn't have to be the low bid, it doesn't have to be the middle bid, it could be the high bid. That's understood, but I'd like you to at least get the bids.
We don't have an option to not get bids.
And
Well, but you have the option to waive them.
We
Only
do.
in a public session.
yes,
You do have the option to waive them, right, Rick?
Well, not waive them, actually. We have the option to take any bid we want,
we have the option.
regardless of the amount.
We have the option to waive the bidding requirements. Is what we have the
That's all
option
I'm-
to.
That's all I'm saying. You have the option to waive the bidding.
All right, do you have a question about the addition, or you just,
I'm not, this is taxpayers' money.
It is,
And
but all you're doing is
concerned about how
accusing
it's
us of
spent.
stuff.
Like,
I'm concerned about how it gets spent. That's why
keep
I'm
it
here.
keep it civil.
Well, I'm trying to
I
keep
don't
it
think
simple,
you
but
are.
I'm not gonna be shut down either. I have the right to be here, I have the right to ask the question.
Mm-hmm.
And there are hard questions, I understand that. Everybody's under the gun. I've been on that side of the table doing this kind of work when CFOs ask, how come it costs this? Have you thought about this? And we're all under the gun. But as a taxpayer, I can ask those questions. And I think I'm being civil, but I don't like to be shut off and shut down either.
You do have 5 minutes to speak for our rules of procedure. So
I didn't see that in the RSA, but the minute thing.
it's a rules of procedure that the board has. Last
So
week,
it's your
it's the board's rules. It's my.
Board of Selectmen.
It's for me to enforce them. Yeah. So you got 1 minute left.
You got anything valuable to add?
I do have something there.
Okay, go ahead.
I think the town, it probably needs the town hall, right? I see it that, it's what, 60 years old, 50 years old, whatever the case may be. But what I don't see is that the planning board suffers the tax base. We all know it. Well, I see it. We just won't bring in new people. Seems like we all, planning board loves dirt roads, loves the town to look like a town, right? But we want to talk about a town hall, but cellular antennas are the I mean, I just like to see that if we're gonna get a town hall, and hopefully there's new space, blah, 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 that we're gonna talk about expanding the tax base, loosening up the planning board. I understand all the rules around setbacks and all that other fun stuff, but people complain about trying to build, just like they complain in Concord and everything else. But I've heard people say that, it's tough to build in Hopstead, it's tough to build in Gilmanton, but it's no better in Barnstead either. So I'm hoping that if we put the money into a town hall, that we think about expanding the tax base. Just my comment. All right. Thank you.
Sure, thank you.
Frank.
I have a couple of questions. Gail, Noel.
Come on up.
So our sprinklers planned for the new building, and will they be retrofitted in the old building?
I missed a question.
Sprinklers there in the new building. Will they be retrofitted in the old building?
We don't have sprinklers in here currently.
I know, that's what I'm asking. And so when you put on the addition, will the addition have sprinklers and then will they retrofit sprinklers for the old building?
Right now, we have a plan for a sprinkler system. We have a plan to include sprinkler system.
In the new edition,
Correct.
not in the existing.
I think you have to do the whole thing. Correct? If you implement sprinklers, you have to do the whole building, right?
Well, I spoke with Fire Chief, and he said it would be good if we just did the new section. And there would be a fire separation between the new and the old. We're talking at one point block wall. At least we haven't finalized that discussion. And that was one area where we were gonna see some professional.
Okay.
In fact,
Because we did
there were
talk about the
couple
fire
of
wall
contractors
here,
that- But we are required by town ordinance, the large building code, to have this sprinkler system.
And would it be, how much more expensive would it be to retrofit into the whole system as well? It seems if only half of your building's got a sprinkler system,
I mean, none of us are qualified to answer that
yeah,
question.
I don't know. We can't answer that question.
So that'll be further discussion as meetings go on.
Absolutely.
Was there a space committee that did a review before we decided to go forward with plans on other space that could be utilized in town for the town office?
I'm not sure. This started about 10 years ago.
I don't believe
I don't
so.
recall a space committee for that.
We've been putting money into this project or the idea of this project for, I want to say 10 years, Karen? At least 10 years. So, but I don't remember 10 years ago if we had any kind of committee.
Oh yeah, there was one. Because the space needs was for the school too.
Right.
Way back then.
So maybe there was one.
I think part of the space need for the school talked about incorporating space for town things within the school, but that never became part of the school plan.
And I think a lot of this came up during COVID when we couldn't meet the requirements that were needed internally here because of the space. So that's where a lot of the talk came up.
Were considered instead of building a new addition altogether.
I mean,
I'm
another piece
not
of property to build like a whole brand new building.
Yeah.
I don't believe that was. I wasn't on the board when this discussion first started happening.
Yeah, I don't think I was either.
And once the building is built, have we already factored in the cost of things like air conditioning and heating and electricity into the town budget for that new building?
Well,
That's
technically,
been projected and put into
So that's going to be
the
just
cost
like
factor?
what we've done with or doing with the library, right? They have a whole new heat system now, and it's going to take us a year to figure out what it's really going to cost us. So yeah, we do a best guess, honestly, is what it is. But
And it would have to be part of each year's operating budget, right? I mean, as far as
It
like
is.
the heat for the year or that whatever.
and we do
Lighting,
have an emergency
electric.
fund for if we go over the operating budget for heat, fuel, that.
Can I add to that?
Yep.
The new building is going to be far more energy efficient than what we have now. I would hope that it wouldn't be much different, to be honest with you. Just changing the windows and the spray foam installation.
well, we're taking off 30 and putting on 30, right? For the most part.
Yeah, like Frank said, we're kind of at doubling the size of it.
We're doubling the size of it, but we're already still half
Right.
of what it is.
But
Existing.
what I've seen for construction so far is not overly impressive. I mean, I'm not saying structurally, but just as far as overall energy efficiency, what we have now versus what we're going to have then, we're going to really do better, much better.
So I guess my last comment just is with the current cost of things and taxes and people's incomes, I consider myself one of the lucky ones. I know a lot of people are really struggling, and I hate to see us take on projects that mean a good portion of the people of the town are really affected, and I'm seeing it. So just my comments.
What do you mean as far as cost goes?
Cost and being
Okay.
able to afford to live here. It's not a good thing.
Like I said, this project started 10 years ago, so the taxpayers have already been putting money into this for 10 years. In other words, there's no additional tax dollars that are being spent on this as of right now.
Easier said than done.
Well,
Just my comment. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Oh, Wayne.
Hi, Wayne Whitney, 116 North Road. First, I'd like to thank the board and everybody else who's been involved with this project. I know you all pull your hair out of the town, come down on the plan that the town could cost, and without going overboard. And in regards to the thinking about building a new building, I think that the old master plan had a statement in here about building a complex with adding like a fire station, police station, new town hall. And if people are concerned about taxes, that that project will probably run us like what it's cost for this to put the addition on the school. And I was very pleased to hear that we're gonna keep this all ground here and keep the structure of the town the way it looks. When you come into town, you see white buildings and churches and stuff like that. And I didn't want to see something that looks like it's built in Florida with a cement building. And to put the addition on the back is the most feasible thing. Talking about retaining staff, we were very lucky that you got a lot of dedicated staff that work in very providing conditions that, particularly under the COVID, and we don't know what's down the road, and they need the space. And I think this is the most economical way of doing it without having impact on the taxes. And I just wanted to thank Lloyd and Pat for all the hard work. I know that you had a few sleepless nights running over the plans too. You know, it hasn't been easy. I remember Ed talking about it at one time, wanting, I will never go for it unless we get a new kitchen. Well, you know, a lot of people wanted a lot of different things, like adding on to this second floor and stuff like that. I just think that it's best for the town. I just wanted to thank you.
thanks, man.
Thank you.
Danielle's coming. Danielle beat you.
I just have, what is in the funds now? For the,
831,000, not including interest.
okay. That's how much we have saved already?
Yes.
And have the staff been consulted with the plan so that it helps with their ease of access and the jobs on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, they're all saying, just give me some more space.
The other question, I know we house a lot of records. Where are those going? Like, I know there's a lot of space problems with having to retain a lot of paper, but where are we putting it?
I don't know how to speak to that, but I mean, some of the stuff that we're not using, some of the stuff that we need to maintain for long periods of time, there's a huge basement under here. The problem is access to the basement, which is what we've tried to configure into the new plan. You know, let's make it a little easier to utilize that space. And I think once we can, when we can start getting filing cabinets down there without somebody busting their neck or, carrying boxes down there, I think that's going to help a lot because that's going to remove a lot of storage that's happening up here right now.
Is it dry enough down there to not damage the records?
It is. I think there probably should be some, some air circulation, maybe temperature control, stuff like that. But as far as wetness goes, there's no wetness at all down there, which is really good.
As far as looking ahead, theoretically they're going to have to keep these paper records indefinitely, and they're just going to keep accumulating. Do we have plans for? Is there going to be room to expand that storage, or do we have? I don't know. Bigger.
Have you been down there?
No.
It's huge.
Is it? Ours is only the old half.
We don't have to. This is not our lifetime. We're going to have to worry.
Alright, that answers my question. Thank you.
You do see a Connex box outside. There will hold less. What do I say? Nothing confidential will be held in that box
Is
up
that
there.
permanently ours, or is that?
That is permanently ours. So that was to obviously try to move some stuff into it, get ready
I thought
for
it
it.
was rental.
Nope, that is our permanent. We bought it outright, brand new. So, and the board voted $3,500 to purchase it, and we purchased it for $3,390. So a little bit cheaper. Anyone else? Step on up.
Linda Nelson, 73 Ridge Road. This was the teacher and me asking if when you have decided on the final plan, could you please maybe have them displayed in the town hall on an easel or something, or on the wall, so that anybody coming in can see them and take their time to study them? Because I was thinking, I can't see them right now. I needed them.
Yeah, we'll have to put one over on this wall as well, probably somewhere over here.
Okay, just if you could have them displayed.
Yeah.
So that people at their leisure can kind of look at them and be oriented.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
And I would encourage people to, well, I can't really encourage you, but I mean, it'd be nice if you saw back there, if people could see what actually we're dealing with back there. The desks, the filing cabinets, the 6-8 office workers back there in one spot. I mean, they're literally tripping over each other back there. So, I mean, it's a much needed space, and the taxpayer has saved for a long time to do this.
But I just want to make sure.
Yeah, we'll put them out, do some wallpaper or something with them.
I'm just looking in the library meeting notes.
How many copies we got?
Okay. Is there a plan to take and get rid of things before the construction starts?
Mm-hmm.
Like some of the stuff back there.
You just heard Andy talk about the Connex box. Well, that's going to hold the stuff that we need.
Yeah.
The stuff that we can't put away, the stuff that we don't have an area to put, because we will need access to it at some point, or it's coming right back in here. The rest of it, hopefully, we can get downstairs or get rid of. Chairs? You want some chairs? No. Everybody's taking their chair home with them tonight, by the way.
Is there a thought on having, two buildings rather than one? No.
I don't think so. I mean, the whole idea is to gain space all the way around. And
it would be more expensive.
it may be, yeah.
I mean, you'd still need everybody consolidated into one building because they all interact with each other throughout the day. Tax clerk's office interacts with Karen throughout the day all the time, or
land use,
Karen.
building inspector,
Little
Right.
kid.
planning,
I
zoning.
realize that, but this is more of a historical building.
Mhm.
What's this going to be used for after?
I think it'll be used more, to be honest with you. That's kind of why we did that out front there. There's a lot of meetings that go on in here. There's a lot of meetings, and there probably can be a lot more.
There will be a second meeting room with the addition. But if you think about it, the addition is what's back there in Karen's office was an addition already onto this building. So that's going to just be redone, be demoed off and redone. So the historical part of the building still being maintained.
Will it be painted as well outside this year when it's all of this project is completed?
It'll look like one building when it's done.
I didn't hear the question.
Will it be painted? Will it be painted? On the exterior?
Well, the new building is slated to be white vinyl siding.
Okay.
If this building would be painted on that,
It's going to have to tie together somewhere. You don't want it to look like it's attached to the back of the building. You want it to look like it's part of the building. So,
Right.
We didn't figure in a new paint job, interior and exterior, into anything yet.
Because the exterior could use a paint job
Oh yeah.
in terms of maintaining what you have.
Yeah.
Well, that's just like Parks and Recs, where they got voted down at town meeting. We can't do any repairs over there, Parks and Recs. We can't fix the electrical panel over at the fire station over here.
I know. I was just.
We can't do the boiler at the freight
I
fire
was
station.
disappointed in that, so but maybe we can use some extra money from savings.
So it's going to be tight.
Well, if we can do one or the other,
So
or two.
try something else.
Anything but take out another bond.
No. Thank you, Linda. Oh, I'm definitely timing you.
Started to walk. You started walking.
Good.
So I have a couple of comments, and since you said it's dry downstairs, I absolutely beg to differ with you. Many times I've gone downstairs and found puddles downstairs.
A puddle or a problem?
Puddles.
Okay, because
Okay,
it was leaking.
In the middle of the floor, there were puddles over by the boiler. There was puddles coming in the door. So it's not dry down. We're storing right now. We're storing records that are permanent records down there. They didn't want them kept down there without a dehumidifier. We've never had a dehumidifier down there. So I think if you're going there, because it is wet down there, I think if you're going to store, because we're losing all the space upstairs, we're losing this office space. We have tons of permanent records still left in that office that need to be kept permanently. If you put them down in there right now, they're paper. If you put them down cellar, what are you going to do to prevent them from getting moldy, getting wet?
So what do we do up here?
Well, they're in the office.
And how do we keep
They're
them
in
from
the
getting
safe.
wet?
They were in the
What I'm
safe.
saying is, we understand you can't put them in a dark, wet basement. Everybody knows that. And the puddles downstairs could have been caused from the leak in the pipe that we had. The boiler had a leak. But there's no water that fills up in that basement. And have you ever seen water filling up the basement?
filling it up.
Okay.
How many records have we lost?
Yeah.
None because they're not down there. Okay, they're in the safe, but you're telling us we're going to lose our upstairs storage while this is going on because we store stuff above Karen's office, and that's going to be gone. So we have tons of stuff up there. We have permanent records up there that also have to be kept dry.
There'll also be some space up there when we're done.
When you're done, but in the meantime.
In the meantime, we will be storing some of that stuff in the Connex box.
Yeah, and some of it may even end up in here.
And I
But
guess
isn't
the
isn't
question
half of those records upstairs need to be shredded?
No. We have shred boxes, but we also have permanent records. We also have permanent records in the safe that are still in the safe back there.
Because the last time I was upstairs, there was like half those boxes that need to be shredded.
Yeah, shred.
Yeah.
Those are different than
You're right.
what I'm talking about. There's also permanent records upstairs too. But you're gonna have to at some point move what we have in the safe back there when you tear out that back wall. I mean, we got books and books and books upon books, and they're all permanent records.
If we need some storage, temporary storage downstairs is gonna be fine. For 3-4 months or whatever it is. I mean, they're not gonna get destroyed in that amount of time.
They could be pretty moldy if
They
something happens.
could be upstairs too.
But my point is why don't you just get a dehumidifier like you were talking about? So that
And put it where?
downstairs. They talked about a whole system downstairs, and I think you got quotes on it, right? Down.
Yes.
That was a few years back.
That was several years ago.
Yeah. Didn't move forward. Yeah. But I mean, especially if you're gonna have.
It needs more than a dehumidifier.
Well.
Okay.
I don't argue that with you, but don't turn around.
The
and say
plan
it's-
is we need to get
it's
stuff
dry
down there safely.
Right.
That's the biggest part. And then airflow, air temperature control would be great.
Okay, I'm just saying it's not dry down
I
there.
mean,
So
there's a lot of obstacles. Well, I've never seen any water down there except for a leak in the pipe. Okay.
Thank you, Barry. Anyone else?
Just one more thought.
You got 2 minutes.
I won't be too much.
Kids.
You know, with all the stuff that we have in this building that's historical, that we need to keep, you know, at some point, we need to take and put that stuff online. You know,
Online, you said?
on some type of server. You need to take
Oh,
and
oh, oh.
store it internally, but it can't be paper. It's gotta have some other type of storage where it's not gonna take and consume all this space.
Mm-hmm.
But legally, we can't though, right?
Yeah, there's some things we can.
We have to keep paper records.
For how long? Well, it depends on what it is.
For example, any employment records, prior employees, 50 years. 50 years after they're gone. So there's some that can't be, but we are looking at trying to scan documents, offer them digitally, and hopefully as the laws change, maybe some of those won't have to be kept in paper.
That makes sense in this era at this point. That really does make sense, and that eliminates your need for all the storage.
Thank you.
It does cost a little bit to do that.
Yes, it does.
Anyone else?
Is this just about town hall or is this?
This is just about town hall right now. Oh, close the public hearing at 7:16. Town hall. Does the board have anything else?
Nope.
Karen, you have anything else?
You can do public input.
Anyone?
Well, I just have a question about where the town hall employees are going to be moved to.
You know, I just
I mean,
closed the public hearing.
I know. But, we can discuss that next week or whatever. I know it's still up in the air and just passing on concerns. It's just very concerning.
It is. And Rick and myself are meeting with Block 5 Thursday morning. So we can discuss all that, the servers, figure out what game plan we can come up with. So,
School down the road.
I do think we have to have a get going on a plan for that.
But
Because as Karen mentioned, the employees, I'm sure it is a concern for them. And
we also,
moving forward.
I think what we should do, Karen, it's just a suggestion, but I mean, we should try and figure out back there how much and what you have to have for a period of, let's say, 4 to 6 months.
Karen and I have
Just
had a
that
conversation.
stuff. Everything else that you possibly wouldn't need, that'll at least narrow it down to how much space do we need for what and where are we going to put it. And then if we can narrow it down to really what exactly you have to have, I mean, maybe we don't need as big a space as we need. Maybe we can get away with a smaller area as long as you have the things you need to function. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we can't look at putting you guys somewhere and take everything you've got, you know, temporarily.
No, and I understand that. It's just,
And then that might open up an opportunity so that if you do need something, maybe we can put it at a different location as long as you have accessibility to it. You know?
so we do have, the office employees, depending on where they go, if something comes up and the project doesn't go forward or is longer, then you're gonna have a group of employees still in a very small space, wherever that is.
Yep.
And we have people that we're replacing, and they need space to be able to work in. So it would be nice if there was just something finalized on that as we go forward.
Well, until the bulldozer hits the side of the building. Yeah, you can comment.
And I should have brought it up in public.
No, it's okay. It's no. This is stuff we need to
Talk about
look at.
employees
Yeah.
outside of the public hearing.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's if it's all right, if I just talk for a couple minutes, I think it's a worthwhile conversation to have,
so if that's the case, I'm going to reopen the public hearing just in case public have any comments. Is that okay with the board?
It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm going to reopen it at 7:20 p.m. Karen?
You can, go ahead.
This is gonna be, make no mistake about it, this is gonna be a really difficult task. The end result, everybody's, what most people are excited about it, especially the development office. It's exciting, but it's not gonna be simple getting there. It's gonna be a little bit of heartache to go along the way.
Oh, Rick and I know that.
Yeah. Especially for the people who are working there. And we should be mindful of that, because they have to be in the building the whole time this construction's happening. One thought I have is, and Rick and I have discussed this, phasing this out. I think the most important thing to do first is, never mind knocking the building down just yet, but get the site work on the exterior done while the sun's on our back. Get the foundation the slab done for the extension, and there'll be some fancy footwork to make that happen and still be able to tie in the existing portion that is going to get knocked down. But I think it's doable with the proper planning, and that will delay some of what has to be moved. So there could be in a quick estimation, I would say 2 to 3 months of construction work taking place here, where that front office doesn't have to be completely dislocated at the beginning. Towards the end, I guess we'll start transitioning out, because obviously we've got, as Frank pointed out, lots of power, water. We got a lot of things to consider here, including the files, which we'll put some pallets on the floor, raise them up, because even right now the basement's dry, but during construction,
We're gonna
We're
open
gonna
up
take
a
this
fourth
roof
floor
off.
building, yeah.
We're gonna get that. We get that one thunderstorm, so we have to. We just have to be prepared for these things and be ready to accept the fact that water may get in the basement, but and we need to know ahead of time what are we gonna do in the event of that thunderstorm that passes through before the roof is on. Well, we're gonna pump it. We have all these plans. We've already planned all this stuff out, but I do think that taking this in stages with the site work now that could slow the overall end result of the project down, but it would also ease a little bit of pain along the way. The other thing is tradesmen will need access to portions of this building throughout the project, especially this end. So I thought, building a temporary wall, maybe let's just say between these lights right here, one temporary wall, and making this from here forward more of a construction area that would give us access to the staircase, but still leaving this door open for you guys to get two doors over here, and then setting up Karen and Mary Jane, but also take a hard look at who can remote. Maybe finance can remote, and that'll save us a desk. But I don't know. I don't do the inner workings of the office, so I don't know if that will work or not. Or even if it's just like alternating remote. On Mondays you remote, on Tuesdays you remote, and then just save a little space in here.
Yeah, that goes back to, we don't do your job, so we don't know what you need.
You just got to plan through the disruptions, and coming out of the ground's gonna be difficult. But once that roof gets on, and we start turning the corner, it's going to start getting a lot easier. I think it's probably would be less than that. It probably could be. It just depends on when we get started. If we get started too late in the year, it's going to slow us down. Everything's harder in the winter. I think that's why there's a push to have this conversation now. It would be nice to have a weather type shell for us. Then you can just turn the heat on and work all on. If we get a late start on it, that's going to delay things pretty hard. Or slow them down.
Or weather.
Yeah.
Do you really think it'll be a year?
I think the town should prepare for a year. I think that, I said the same thing with the PD, and I think we were done in 9 months. So there's always that hope, and certainly that will to try and do that. But I think it'd be foolish to prepare for less than that.
It's tough when you have to work within the construction zone, I would rather just move everybody out of here myself, but we don't. What's that?
Don't you have a place that people?
Not really.
What about parade?
Yeah.
We looked at parade fire. This board, I think this goes back to what do they actually need to do their job, We don't know if we got to bring over 500,000 filing cabinets. We know that we can probably get internet over there. We can get a few desks over there. There is space over there. Maybe it's still an option, but we don't do their job, so we need to know what they really need.
What they do that's digital versus what they have on the physical paper. In my office, I work with a lot of paper, but I scan digital.
Yeah.
I've had 4 of us working in between 650 and 700 square feet. It's just how you set up.
Yeah. Well, we don't have a lot of digital yet. we don't have a lot of digital stuff yet. Land use,
And planning, zoning, they need
planning,
access to all those
zoning,
records.
land use, building
Big
inspector,
ones like this, yeah.
all of them have 10, 12 filing cabinets apiece.
Yeah, wherever we put
Um,
Christine and Mary Jane, there's 13 filing cabinets that have to go with them. And they are full.
No, I'm working from home is what you're saying.
They have to have those easily accessible to them.
You have to weigh the cost of, what's it gonna take for us to accommodate, financially and time, like, how's it gonna, it's gonna slow us down a little bit. We have to be concerned, about the safety too.
Mhm.
And it's gonna be parking issues and, lumber's gonna be coming. So this is gonna take, a little bit of practice and figuring, so
Patience.
patience, yeah.
Mm.
Something I'm still learning.
Me too.
If I could add, some of the reasons that have come up are if we did not know where we were going to be, one of the big projects we had this year is changing software companies. And that was already in the budget. It's scheduled for May and June, where, as I said, we're replacing people, training people, not quite sure where they're going to be.
Which means they
now-
probably can't be at home.
Right, and so I was going to just propose putting off the software conversion for now. We just can't do that if you're trying to move us. We're hiring people, relocating things. A software conversion would be, having to train all the people. So I would suggest putting that off to maybe like September.
What software was that?
It's the MDT from the BMSI software.
But doesn't that uses that's for payroll,
No, that's
right?
for
Or
all
budgeting.
accounts payable.
Accounts payable. That's
Yeah.
right. MBT. Yeah.
And Durham just got that. There's a lot of towns that have changed to the software because it just works so much better than what we currently have. And like I said, we had put it in the budget, but it just doesn't make sense to do it now if we're all moving and we have to have the conversion of all our data. We have to have training. The other thing, our auditors are not complete. They haven't completed even 2024, and then they'll start on 2025. We're going to need all those records for the whole year, because if anybody has been through audits, they'll pull samples from everything. So we have to know where those records are, so we have access to them. So just a few more things that have come up.
Well,
Just
those
need
are
to be considered.
yeah. Those didn't really come up. I mean, those are still something that we'd have to consider anyways. And the software, I believe, upgrade is actually going to make your life a lot easier. But the training, installation, that may cause a little hiccup in it. So as far as delaying it, I don't know. Let's talk with. We have a meeting with Block 5 on Thursday.
Well, we're gonna have to find out the new company what
The
they're
new
gonna need.
software, they have sent a proposal to the board. Like I said, we put it in the budget, but I believe we could say, we want to actually do this in September as opposed to May.
Yeah.
So it's a conversation that we need to have though.
I think we should find out where you're going to be first.
Well, that everything
Right.
revolves around that.
Where you're going to be, right?
I mean, I know Rick and I, we butt heads on it, but I still think we just bring in a job trailer and do something easy enough here. Keep everybody close. And I know it's an extra cost, but that ultimately seems like one of the easiest options.
The issue I see with a job trailer is going to take up space in the yard. Unless it's off-site somewhere. But then you defeat the purpose on the. How about the police department? We have the EOP over there, right?
I thought about that at one point in time, but
That's set up.
We're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, some miscellaneous, right? 5, 6, You're not gonna put 6, 7 people working out of a job trailer. It's not gonna work.
No, I'm thinking about the,
He's thinking
if I remember, the EOP was 500 or 600 square feet.
Oh, I don't know. I mean,
I mean, virtually, if we could move Karen, KB over there, so you can have space to train the other person.
Uh-huh.
Christine and Mary Jane could virtually stay in here because they're going to be the closest with all their files.
Or you move the files to the parade station and put Christine and Mary Jane there.
Oh, I don't want to move those files.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. I got you.
I moved the tax clerk's office.
Yeah.
I'm
We
on
hire
this.
a moving company.
Yeah, we need one.
Why can't we move in here?
I mean, we can move in here. You just won't have meetings in here.
We'll have them at the station.
So, and that's going to be for everybody: ZBA, planning board, everybody. So,
This, I would think,
but
into here would be the easiest.
but you still need some kind of accessibility. So, tax clerk's office.
it's less of a move if we can stay here, but it's more of an inconvenience to the new construction.
I was gonna say, it's
Yeah.
not
You know
gonna
what I
be
mean?
convenient to the construction.
No, but as far as moving 400 filing cabinets
Yeah,
to a
I
different
understand.
location, hooking up internet over there, getting some desks ready, seating up, you know what I mean? It's a lot of work.
I do have concerns about how many file cabinets we're going to put on this floor.
We're gonna put her to the limit.
Right. You know, there are ceilings that run across here every 12 feet. But the other thing is, the girls may need access to the basement while it's under construction. And I don't know how comfortable I am with that. You know, we don't want to see anybody getting hurt. I don't think we can just let them go down there without either knowing they're coming or an escort or something. I don't know.
Yeah, because you're right. They're gonna need access down there too.
But I don't love putting anything down there during construction anyways. So I think your trips down there are pretty limited anyways, aren't they? I mean, for the most part,
Is there any voting stuff downstairs, or is it all in the trailer?
it's all trailer.
Well, I'm just talking about any stuff that's up here now. Nothing to be brought down. That's not the plan.
We can't get it down, Pat. Right now, there's no way to get a filing cabinet downstairs. I mean, it'd be great if we could do that, but it's not gonna happen. There's just too many of them.
Come on up. Yep. Oh wait, no, you can. Sorry, never mind. I know. I okay. That's all right.
Nancy Meyer, Community Accounting. So I do have some questions regarding files that are already downstairs because I did work in the police department. There are a whole bunch of police files downstairs that have to be kept permanently, and those are just compliant, which nobody here is to even keep those records in this building. So my question is, what do you plan on doing with those files? Because the police department is still going to need access to those files. I think there's probably enough room upstairs and there for my
Upstairs where?
in the police department.
Oh, yeah, I don't mind putting it back in the police department. No?
You don't think so?
No, that's designed for the attic truss over there is designed for 40 pounds.
And then my other thing is, if you have to move out these file cabinets, can you use them as your petitions for your different offices?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we just have to be careful. We do have support beams down there, and it's pretty rugged. So we're going to want to look at placement.
Right. I mean, could you temporarily have more supports down there though?
Yeah, you could.
Just to make it.
Definitely could.
I mean, because I've been down in the basement area, it's huge.
Yeah.
It is huge.
And wet.
Yeah, it's not all the time. But, I mean, that's, my concern would be those police files, because they are gonna have to have access to them.
Yeah. I don't know how many down there, but there's probably room over the police station somewhere we can put those.
Just put them in the Sally Port.
Right.
I mean, they got the other office over there, PD, that's unused right now.
Yeah.
Just
So
put it in the
maybe.
office and they can still be locked up.
I mean, moving's gonna stay no matter what, but it really
Yeah, I
should
think
be
that
over
the
there anyways. If they,
realization is moving is, this is not going to be fun, and we may have to find some, you guys can't be having around those files. We might have to have them move at least one time, professional,
Yeah, because I'm not moving that fireproof cabinet again.
Yeah, once we have a plan.
No. That's not so bad.
that's a safe.
Yeah, Jesse safe. I'm not moving that again.
So have you thought about like an office working section because you're ready to start building and then all these questions are coming up, where the staff's going, where the records are going.
We knew we were gonna have a discussion on where the heck we're gonna put everything. I mean, that's pretty straightforward. I mean,
Yeah, and I get that, but I really think it's a bigger part of the construction project.
oh, it's the most difficult.
Very well, it was a freestanding building, nobody was in it.
Yeah.
Once it was completed,
Yeah.
occupants moved in. This is, you already have the occupants here, you've got to move them around, you've got weight limitations, you've got a whole bunch of stuff that really takes a lot more planning than just building the building.
You know what we'll do?
I mean, just these conversations alone, one answer asks another, brings up another question, which brings up another question. You've got employees. This is what I'm saying, and it just seems like the working session, just the relocation of staff outweighs the building, right? I mean, we'll put a stick building, it's banging the whole day.
Yeah, standalone is, by far standalone as far as it's simple. There's no doubt this is going to take some.
Yeah, so
And
just
It may even be an opportunity to get rid of some stuff that we don't need.
oh, absolutely. When you move a data center or something, you find servers that are running and
Right.
nobody touches them, nobody wants them, nobody accepts them.
We got some computers downstairs with no hard drives. Who wants them?
Waste management.
And that,
Frank.
just a question I think mentioned earlier, just caught the tail end. Any thought given to like a portable office trailer? That's not unusual that,
That's what we were just talking about, Frank. We were talking about that a little while ago.
I know. Sure, but I'm just saying, what was the downside? I mean, I know it's.
We couldn't fit everybody in there. And all their records.
Well, yeah, I was just thinking maybe if you kept the records here, but the records from that storage space. Yeah, and personnel were in and adjacent, you see it all the time.
But then they have to come back and bump into
The
that.
office setup would be
Probably not safe.
in the trailer, and then they can access stuff in here. Because I know they have to be, they have to be close to the record. But if they're set up a desk, the internet, phone, etc., tap off the existing connections here, phone and internet. And yet, I know we probably take up a piece of the parking lot, or grass area, but everything would be in one locale, and this could be again for storage. I'll just spitball. And I know it's going to be next expense, but maybe you might be able to find someone like Karen was great, like if Karen postpones the software. There's a pocket of money right there, pay for that. I'm not talking about any additional expenses. We're looking at the budget and seeing what might be, where you might find money for something like that.
Did you have a question? No.
I think the logistics of of where we're going to put the desk for somebody to sit at isn't really a big issue. It's the fact that they have to have all this other stuff with them. That's where it becomes the issue. We can put 4 desks over in that corner there, and they're all set. But they all need access to different things. You got a building available? So you said?
Look at it in a different way. To fit everybody up in here, you can have this place in here, do all your cubicles, fit everybody in here. You have you look for meetings elsewhere.
Yeah. And that's definitely an option.
Because it's a temporary thing, so I'm sure you could use some of the other town buildings
Mhm.
for the meetings. Workers.
Yeah. I don't think the meetings are really the big issue, you know. I mean, I think there's plenty of places to have a meeting around here. We got the library, which is a great place to have a meeting. You know, the Boston Parade Fire Department's another meeting room over there. So I don't think the meetings are the problem.
I think like that's showing up for the weight. That's first.
Yeah.
And let's keep in mind too, we're talking about, or at least the discussion is there, I think we're on board with this, would be to just start that site work first. There's a lot to do, once the frost walls are poured, there's under slab plumbing, there's underground electrical is gonna go in, there's gonna be tanks, septic, yard work, stuff that we can do before the framing, before the demolition.
Before we actually have to move anybody.
Right, and that's gonna give us a little bit of time to kind of feel how this is gonna work. Maybe an office trailer could work on the other side of the fire department or something. I find in construction, the more time you give it and look at it, and as you sort of roll in the punches, even though, like Frank said, you gotta have a good plan. But a lot of times, you can improvise along the way, and come up with a better plan. A lot of times I take the plan and say, forget it. We'll do this instead because this is better.
You have to work with their budget, so you
Yeah.
have $50,000 for
And that's part of the reason I'm so against the trailer is, you know, it's going to cost us another $15,000, and that's only for a short period of time. You know, if you're talking a year, you might as well buy a building.
That's 6 months, 15 grand.
But you may weigh that option if you find out you need to put them someplace.
Mhm.
Like he said, do a lot of the site work first, because now it's down a lot of time to find.
Right, exactly.
I think if they came in the end of August, and all of our site work will not be done, but the majority of it is underground, it's all bedded in, the foundations poured, all the under slab plumbing. When it's time to frame this, that's going to actually be pretty quick. It's getting ready for the frame. If it comes to the end of August, I think that it's reasonable for us to say that by the end of October, we have a weather-tight shell, windows, doors, roof, siding, we're inside. And it's not even that cold yet. I would hate to lose too much time knocking this down at the beginning, and then this buys the girls some time, select board some time, the town some time to figure out, maybe parade's an option for 2 of the girls, so we can cut down on the size that's going in here, or the need too. We're gonna get down to the 1 bathroom too.
It may give us an opportunity to experience a little bit of the construction and whether or not this is even a viable option. You know what I mean?
Right.
Whether we have to shut power down or disrupt their daily business, or maybe there's just too much noise. I mean, who knows?
So, yeah, while you're away, when do you have to start thinking about schedule? You mentioned August. It's April. I don't know how long RFPs take to go out.
Right. So
Get them new.
yeah. Basically, I think the idea right now, and I can't speak for the select board, but the conversations that I've had with Rick, who is basically the liaison between myself and the board, would be that the initial RFPs are going to go out here pretty quick, and that's going to be site work, concrete, under slab plumbing, underground electrical, demolition, framing includes roofing and windows and doors. So that's going to be dry in, and then there'll be some miscellaneous there too.
Is septic part of the excavation?
It is, and we have a septic. I do have a septic. We get the preliminary work. So that design's been done and worked on. But because the size of the building changed and morphed a few times, I put the brakes on that. But once we finalize that, I just got to pull the trigger on the septic design in a couple of days. It's all approved. said, I think I would probably hold on the septic design, the septic installation until a later time, just because I don't want machinery items over. It just depends. It depends. We're coming out of the ground. If we're driving that, it could be a November, December install for stuff.
I mean, once you come out of the ground, it's kind of easy.
It's kind of, I hate to say autopilot, but it sort of is in a lot of ways,
If what we have is still operational and still can be used, that does buy us a little bit of time before we have to actually connect to the new system. You know.
What kind of access are you going to need to go back and forth in parking lot and here and back?
All of it.
They can't drive the septic system's right there.
Yeah.
Oh. So how are they going to have to go through
Around the fire station.
Oh, okay.
most certainly there'll be a road that be built in side here. But some of this parking lot will get used during the week, and then obviously there's consideration of the church for Sunday services and we'll use the parking lot. But there's a lot of space between here and police department. This is a ton of space. So we'll have to kind of work from the back and then allow the lanes and those folks who are registering their cars to use the spot here during the week. Yeah.
The logistics is harder than the build. We knew that right from day one.
So we're talking about these RFPs that we're going to do, and we're going to be starting with excavation and that type of thing. So I'm thinking about the rest of the RFPs going forward for other work and how we coordinate that to make sure that we've committed not to go over budget. So if we start out with RFPs for only the beginning piece of this project and we don't do it all at the same time or at the beginning or whatever, how I'm just thinking about we RFP out, we get this done, and then if we don't RFP out the rest until later, and we don't know what those dollars are, I see a problem. I just don't want us to run into that problem that we get halfway through this and we can't finish because we don't have the money. So how do we manage that?
Well, it's a valid concern, and certainly that risk is there. My goal, that stated my goal is actually to beat that budget that we have.
And that's great. But we can't get halfway through this and not be able to finish.
Well,
I mean,
yeah, I agree with you. I certainly don't want that.
That's my concern as well. It's talking budget.
It's a legitimate. It's a legitimate, and we can certainly get proposals, but you know things are going to change along the way.
I understand. I mean, prices change, but I understand that. I think I'm no expert on construction, but I think we have to think about how much of this we RFP out so that we're at least.
Yeah. So the process that you're explaining is, it's a legitimate concern. I don't want to sound, reckless in any way. I've been doing this for so long. I'm very comfortable with the numbers here. I'm very comfortable with the tradesmen. I really have my finger on the pulse on pricing, but there are a lot of things that can happen, like this war in Iran. I mean, I just filled up for $6 a gallon of diesel.
Yeah.
We didn't know that 3 months ago.
And understand. So, but I want to make sure that we sat here last week and assured people that we would not go over budget. I don't want us to say that. I don't want to make that promise. If that's not a promise we can make, then we need to be upfront.
I'm not making that promise.
Well, then I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't want this board to make that promise either.
Well, you're entitled to want what you want, but I'm not making that promise.
thanks, I wanted to
Okay.
know about that.
I mean,
I'm gonna certainly try and help to get
Fab
it on.
he had a budget just like with the PD. It's the same fund that we use the PD. Fab had a budget that he couldn't go over with, and he was very confident he could do it under, and he did.
Yeah, we
And he's doing the process the same way.
And I think one of the other advantages we have is that we did go out and get a proposal to do this. Complete proposal. Electrical, plumbing, everything, right?
Yeah, we
And
did.
then we went through and Fab and I dissected that proposal, meaning where's all our extra costs in this thing? Because it came in at what, 1.2, 1.4?
$1.4 million.
$1.4 million.
That was last year.
Last
Less
year?
than a year now.
Yeah.
Over the winter. It was, yeah, it was last fall.
And when we went through, we found many areas that weren't going to cost us that. We knew that right off the bat. When you start talking, $350,000 for some general contracting. When you look at some of the material markups, when you look at they even have a slot fund in there for miscellaneous whatever.
Contingency goals.
Between contingency and the contingency unit and construction management, there was $500,000 in that.
So when you look at all those numbers, and then you look at and you take all those out, and then you look at the experience of what we deal with every single day and the pricing that we deal with every single day. No, we're not going to be able to account for every dime, but I think that was a huge advantage for us in doing that and looking at that first, and then stripping all the waste out of it and saying, okay, we should be really good right here.
I mean, if you're comfortable, but I've done this a lot. I build buildings, and you usually get all your project costs up front. You know exactly what it is. You know what you're buying. You're locking them in, and you have your number, which is a guaranteed maximum price. I'm not saying this project's big enough.
I'm not sure we can get anybody to do that.
Concerns, I have them too. Do you want to get to the end and find out you're $100,000 short? I don't know if the taxpayers are going to like the end. No doubt.
I agree, Frank. But I do know what we're going to put in the building.
Okay.
Yeah, so we do. We're definitely not willy nilly as far as like, we're going to have sheetrock, we're going to put. No, I know what the budgets are on everything, the flooring, the sheetrock. That we're definitely going to spray foam. There are a couple of things like definitely sprinkler system is a bit of an unknown area. We don't have a ton of experience with that, but we do have experts in Barnstead that want to step up and help us, and we're willing to take that. Also, I think it's worth mentioning the idea with the police department. I really can't take a lot of credit on that. I mean, I managed it, but really it was the people in this town just kind of pulled together and really made it happen. And I think we saved $750,000 at the end of the day.
No, that was
I remember the pit up here was donating gravel. Everybody just wanted to. Some of the people came in and did some painting. Some of them we didn't want to do painting. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is we know exactly what is going to go into this. No, not exactly, but pretty precisely what we are proposing to do here for a building, and it's not Taj Mahal. Okay, it's going to have luxury vinyl plank flooring, but it'll be commercial grade, commercial warranty. It's going to have square pine painted trim. We'll do cove facing. We'll probably do doors like the police department with wooden slab birch doors with a metal frame. Just standard sheetrock paint. Basics. When it comes to wiring, we're going to go basics. We're not going to go crazy here. Yeah. So, and then here's another small unknown would be the data. That part, I'm not no expert on that, so we're going to have to bring in people. But the last time when we did that, people in Barnstead kind of helped us out. Certainly helped me out. Sort of led me along the way, showed me what I was doing right, what I was doing wrong, kind of helped me. So the bulletproof glass, for instance, we got the price on that. It's like 15 grand. So what am I gonna do? Craigslist. We found a piece of bulletproof glass. Someone here from Barnstead. Was it you that found it? Frank did. Frank, it was you.
Come on, stop it.
Yeah, it was you. You drove to Boston and picked it up, and I think you got it for $500. So I mean, I'm not trying to say that I'm not promising the budget. I can't do that. I'd be crazy to, but I'm really confident. I mean, I wouldn't sit here. I really wouldn't. If I didn't think we could do it, I wouldn't even attempt.
So fair, not to put you on the spot, but what about, again, stick building a building, straightforward. We know the cost better than anybody. Right? How much money did the selectmen allot for the moves, the relocation, all the stuff you just spent an hour talking about? What are numbers of that?
Well,
I don't have it. They'll have the answer to
we don't even have the answer to that, so you know we didn't put a number to it.
So again, these are the things that I'm trying to go what Paula says, I have concern about the budget. That's a lot of money. And when you do a construction project, sometimes contingency dollars are a lot. 15, 10%, something like that has to go for all the unknowns. Remember, the PD was a freestanding building. Nobody was there. To build it, and then once it was done, the police department moves in. This is a different animal.
So,
that's all I'm saying.
How much is in the budget again? It was
31,000.
Yeah, 831. So I already know, based on the conversations that Rick and I had, that the select board has already got a substantial contingency in their budget to take care of the moving. Okay. Because they've exceeded what I've asked for this part. So I don't know exactly what the amount is for. I can't speak to that because I'm not involved in those meetings, but it's exceeding the actual construction part. And I think that's because there are some things that I've told the board that are not included. That's the moving. That's the data. And then the sprinkler system. I'll be honest with you. Like, we're going to be over 5,000 square foot. I spoke with Fire Chief Rick and I at one point, and he said, because you're going to large building code requires over 5,000, and we proposed fire separation between the two buildings, and that would keep us below 5,000 each. But they are still technically connected. So there might be some flux between the fire marshal and what we were thinking. So we may or may not save on sprinklers. I don't know. So
I think it's just something to think about. Again, calling out all the time, but those are my concerns. I've seen too many jobs that they just start doing the RFPs and they say, oh my God, we're at our number. We've already spent over, and we're not finished. We're missing this, we're missing that. And I just think that I don't know if the select board actually said they wouldn't go over this number, but this is what they wanted. Yeah, I'd like to hear a guaranteed maximum price, like the school. The school gave us a guaranteed maximum price, even though that was.
The problem with guaranteed maximum prices is that people are going to inflate their budgets to guarantee it. And you're going to go from 700 to 1.1 overnight, guaranteed.
I absolutely.
I know. We're taking a risk here.
Oh yeah, we're taking a risk, and I think everybody.
It's a calculated risk.
Conversation.
Right, it's good conversation, and I'm all for it. So I don't think it's that big of a risk. It's calculated. But there's certainly a risk, and you will follow pointed out. There's no guarantee that things could change tomorrow. Look what happened during COVID. A sheet of plywood went from $31 a sheet to $104.
Well, you just hit the nail on the head. Oil affects everything.
Everything.
Oil affects everything.
So
that
we
starts
for
with
this project.
All your costs.
And all those contractors we gave them guaranteed. Guess what they were doing? They were flying the coop. They were flying the coop, and there was lawsuits everywhere.
They folded.
They folded. There was no guarantee. We can't guarantee it.
Yep.
I would not guarantee it. No. I wouldn't do it. You can do what you want, but I wouldn't do it. And then the way we're doing it is to calculate the risk.
Like you say, you take it out, and you look at it, the other bid, you're taking out a lot of that.
Last year we looked at it because we wanted to do it last year. We really did. And we looked at it and we got the pricing for it and we got the quote on it and we looked at what we had in the budget. And we were right on the border of, well, we're not quite sure. You know what I mean? And we put it off.
I was very adamant that we were not doing it last year because
Well, yeah, but
we're so unsure of it.
right. I mean, and that's why we asked for as much as we did. You know,
I mean, but going along with the construction, I think it'd be safe to say that building the interior of it, we'd concentrate on Karen's office, KB's office first, like Mary Jane's office first, get them done to get them moved into it. Because then you can do.
It's a great idea. It's brought up to me all the time. But the scale of economy just turns the other way. And you lose.
I mean, you're different sections of us. That's why I asked that question.
It's a good question to answer, but the problem is like everything just sort of flows.
Mhm.
So if you're bringing the tradesmen back for this section and that, or versus just having them wire the whole
exactly.
spray the whole thing, hang the whole thing.
You don't
Oh, that part I meant, yeah.
can't put up 2 walls, finish it.
No, I mean, no, I don't mean that. Like, have it all framed in, drywalled in, all roughed in.
Yeah.
But then the finished touches of each office. You're not trying to finish everything and move everybody in at once, kind of thing.
All right.
That was my thought. But
we need to continue discussions on the logistics of moving, but I think we're not going to settle it here tonight. So
No.
Is there possibly any thought to taking some of the wire or some of the blue wall that is that maybe once you get it framed, buy all that stuff at one point in time?
I don't know. Try getting an electrician to. Oh yeah, no, we'll get the wire for you. Yeah, they're going to say, yeah, I don't think so.
Well, I mean, it's save us money because then they wouldn't charge the
So,
Mary, you have a question? Let's finish this up.
that is waterproof. Yep. That's brand new.
And when the construction, is it from that source back, including the sale?
No, the stage is gonna stay.
Okay,
Yeah, it's gonna start right at the stage, but these bathrooms will be affected.
okay, that's what I didn't know, because I knew the bathrooms were coming up, so I didn't know we were gonna leave the stage.
Yeah, the stage is gonna stay.
Okay.
Unless we wanna have a big fight with it.
Okay.
So, yeah. So I'm going to close the public hearing at 8:05. Yep. And now,
Get all that, Miss Nelson?
right? She's going to have a lot. Because now it's public input now.
No.
Oh, yeah. I'm now open public input at 8:06.
Go ahead.
Nothing about the addition.
I have some questions on, I'm taking notes and I just want to make sure I'm What was Charlie's from the DPS? I heard Kaplan, but I was hearing. I want to get his name.
I'm not even going to try to pronounce that
I think
last
it's
name.
Troutman.
And I will let you spell it.
To me, it's Troutman. A-R-A-U.
Something like that.
Are you ready? It's K-R-A-U-T-M-A-N-N.
Three of them. I got all the emails. I don't remember things that well.
Quiet down, Gary.
Not at this stage.
Hey, quiet down over there.
What was the, I missed the, I don't know if we still have the bids, the paving bids in order, but I missed the third one.
They're all shuffled down there somewhere. Unless Karen has it. Karen has it, you can read it.
What do you want? Just the amount? What would you like? Just the total? Oh, the fourth one?
Busby.
That sounds like Busby.
Yes, that was Busby.
How much was it?
USBY, Busby.
646,000.
Yeah, that was Busby.
One more question. So, are you serious about people taking chairs?
Yes.
Well, the Brave Congregational Church is in need, yes, put in the back of the sanctuary. So I just talked to the,
How many you need?
I don't know.
I'll make a motion that the church should have 10.
Nope. It's a buy one get one, so they're gonna have 20.
Wait for the process.
So my other idea is if you just put a stack out every day.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
go
that's
like
right.
this. No matter what gate we put out.
Yep.
We don't want a bunch of people sitting in the parking lot.
There's more chairs downstairs too. Then that's right. Yeah. They're just like these ones.
Seriously, we would like to unload some of the chairs, so.
Yep.
Yeah, if I could add, Linda, when you pick them, take the ones with the cap on them, otherwise they'll scratch the floor with their
Public input?
This weekend,
Say your
they're
name.
working on the.
Just say your name, just so.
397.
Thank you.
They're working on the rink on Saturday from 9 to 4. So people can come and lend a hand. That would be great down behind Parks and Rec. Also, the cleanup is starting from North Bunstead Church on Saturday, and then this church over here on Sunday. So you can go online and
I'm
sign
sorry.
up for what they have, like a sign up online. You can pick what days you want, what times you want, when you're available.
Community service weekend.
Yeah,
Well, I knew that, but you said that the road cleanup is at a different church and this one?
So it's Saturday. Yeah, it's going out. They're just organizing it Saturday at the North Bunstead Church and Sunday over here.
Oh, okay.
So is that probably to try to concentrate on that side of town and
I
get
don't
this side of
know.
town?
It's just the church is gonna supply the
I
beverages
gotcha.
and lunches.
I'm pretty sure that they're doing one in Long Lake too. Is that Saturday? I think they're doing one in Long Lake on Saturday.
Oh, this is all news to me. About time.
What exactly are they doing on the rink?
They're doing
We're putting the walls up.
Will you let her talk?
Yeah. But so hopefully getting it put together on Saturday.
Yep.
Is the plan.
Good.
Many hands.
Good.
Big weight.
And if you go on the town page and search for, I think it's under the banner, there's like a button you can just click on to sign up for the community service.
And if you come bring a power screwdriver.
Yeah.
That's what they use the most of.
Oh, we have some electric.
Anybody else for public input? Hearing none. Okay. Close public input at 8:10.
Oh. We have